For centuries, millions of people have stood before a masterpiece. They've traveled across continents, waited in long lines, and braved crowded halls just for a few moments with her. And in those few moments, they all felt the same sensation. A powerful, almost magical connection with the woman in the portrait. Wherever you move in the room, her eyes seem to follow you. It's an experience that feels deeply personal, almost as if she is alive, watching you, and sharing a secret smile just for you. But is this truly magic? A spell cast by Leonardo da Vinci centuries ago? Or is there a deeper, more scientific and psychological truth rooted in the genius of its creator? Today, let's explore the full story behind this captivating illusion. Let's not just see the painting, but truly understand what's happening. And in doing so, perhaps we can begin to understand a little more about ourselves. The phenomenon, known popularly as the Mona Lisa effect, is so famous that its name has become synonymous with any portrait where the eyes seem to follow the viewer. But it is with her that the effect is most powerful, most unsettling, and most discussed. When you stand in front of the Mona Lisa, it's not just her eyes that capture your attention. It is the entire composition. Her gaze is direct, yet her smile is ambiguous. Her body is turned, yet her head is facing you. It's a complex set of visual cues that all work together to create an illusion of life. But the core of the illusion, the one that captivates us most, is her gaze. It feels personal. It feels like she is singling you out of the thousands of people who crowd around her. It's a feeling of being chosen, of being seen. And that feeling is at the very heart of the mystery. But what if the secret lies not in the painting, but in our own minds? The illusion is, at its heart, an optical trick. A brilliant, masterful one, but a trick nonetheless. Our brains are constantly trying to make sense of the world around us. They are designed to find patterns, to fill in missing information, and to create a coherent narrative from the data they receive. When we look at a flat, two-dimensional painting, our brain uses clues like light, shadow, and perspective to create a three-dimensional image in our minds. Leonardo da Vinci was not just a painter. He was a scientist, an anatomist, an engineer. He understood the human eye, the human brain, and the way light behaves better than anyone of his time. He used this scientific knowledge to create an emotional and artistic masterpiece. One of the key techniques he used was a little-known method called sfumato. Sfumato, which means smoky in Italian, is a painting technique that involves blending colors and shadows so seamlessly that the edges of objects are incredibly soft and blurred. Leonardo da Vinci mastered this technique to an extent that no one before or after him has. Look closely at the Mona Lisa's eyes. You won't find a single hard line or a sharp edge. The transition from the dark pupil to the light of the iris, and from the iris to the skin around her eyes, is a smooth, gentle blur. The corners of her mouth are painted with the same subtle, smoky effect. This lack of sharp, defined lines is what tricks our minds. Since there's no single, definite point of focus, no clear line to fixate on, our brain fills in the gaps. It creates a sense of movement and depth where there is none. It makes her eyes seem alive and her smile seem to shift and change. This is the simple secret behind the illusion. The eyes don't follow you. The soft, blurred lines create a sense of ambiguity that our brains interpret as motion. But Da Vinci's genius goes far beyond just sfumato. He was a master of perspective and light. He painted her eyes at a slight, consistent angle. This angle is unchanging no matter where you are standing. Our brains are used to seeing a person's gaze shift as we move. If someone is looking at you, their eyes will stay fixed on your position. If they are looking away, their gaze will not shift as you move. With the Mona Lisa, however, the relative angle of her gaze to your position remains the same from every viewing point. Whether you are on the far left of the room or the far right, her eyes are always painted at that same slight angle. Your brain, accustomed to this constancy, interprets it as a direct gaze, making it feel like she's looking directly at you no matter where you are. It's an illusion of perspective, a manipulation of our visual expectations. This is the scientific explanation. It's a beautiful, elegant trick of light, shadow, and perspective. But the story doesn't end there. The Mona Lisa is more than just a trick. It is a symbol of a deeper, more profound mystery. The famous smile of the Mona Lisa is perhaps even more captivating than her eyes. It's a smile that isn't quite a smile. It's a mixture of happiness, perhaps a hint of sadness, or a secret thought she's keeping to herself. It's an ambiguity that has fascinated art historians and viewers for centuries. Was she happy? Was she feeling a little melancholic? Was she just tired of sitting for the portrait? The genius of Da Vinci is that he left the answer open-ended. He painted not a single emotion, but the complexity of human emotion itself. The Sfumato technique, which blurred the corners of her mouth, plays a crucial role here as well. The lack of sharp lines means that as you look at her, your eye and brain are constantly trying to define the smile, to make sense of it. And in that constant search, the smile seems to shift and change, to live. The Mona Lisa's gaze and her smile are two sides of the same coin. They are both about ambiguity, about creating a sense of life and motion on a flat canvas. They are a testament to Da Vinci's understanding of not just art, but of human psychology itself. Let's delve deeper into the psychology of the viewer. Why are we so drawn to this illusion? Our brains are hardwired to look for faces. It's a survival instinct. We see faces in clouds, in coffee stains, and in the patterns of a carpet. This phenomenon is called pareidolia. When we see a face, we instinctively try to read its emotion, to understand its intention. The Mona Lisa's face is so perfectly rendered, so filled with subtle emotion, that our brains instantly latch onto it. We see a person, a real person, looking at us. And because of the illusion, that person never stops looking. It creates a powerful, one-on-one connection that we can't get from a simple photograph. It's an emotional dialogue between a work of art and its viewer. The painting asks a question with its gaze and its smile, and we, the viewers, are constantly trying to answer it with our own interpretations. The mystery isn't in the painting, it's in us. It's in our desire to connect, to understand, and to find meaning. The Mona Lisa's story is also a historical one. It's not just a painting, it's an icon. It was painted by Da Vinci between 1503 and 1506, but it wasn't always the world's most famous painting. For centuries, it was simply a well-regarded portrait in the French royal collection. Its path to global fame began in 1911, when it was stolen from the Louvre Museum. The theft was a global sensation. Newspapers around the world reported on the missing Mona Lisa. For 2 years, the painting was gone, and its absence only amplified its legend. When it was finally recovered and returned to the Louvre, it was no longer just a painting. It was a symbol of art, history, and survival. Its story had been transformed. When people see the Mona Lisa now, they are not just seeing a portrait. They are seeing a piece of history. They are seeing a symbol of endurance. And this historical context only adds to the mystique, making the illusion of her gaze even more powerful. We feel a connection not just to the woman in the portrait, but to the thousands of people who have seen her, who have stolen her, and who have celebrated her return. The Mona Lisa effect isn't a single, isolated phenomenon. It is a testament to the power of art to manipulate our senses, to engage our minds, and to create a dialogue between the past and the present. The illusion of her gaze is a result of Leonardo's scientific understanding of perspective, his artistic mastery of sfumato, and his deep insight into human psychology. It is a perfect blend of art and science, a creation that transcends its time. So, the next time you see the Mona Lisa, either in person or in a photograph, remember that her following gaze isn't just a simple trick. It's a carefully crafted illusion. It's a reminder that a flat canvas can hold a universe of depth and mystery, and that a single piece of art can ask a question that has been pondered for over 5 centuries.